Hi, my name is Daliana. I'm a data scientist at Predibase, the low-code declarative machine learning platform. Today, I will be walking you through how to build an end-to-end topic classification model on Predibase. I'm going to cover how to connect data, train models in a declarative way, and query those models using a language we call PQL. First, let's connect data. Predibase make it easy for you to connect your data. You can connect structured data from sources like Snowflake, BigQuery, or wherever it lives. You can also connect your unstructured data from sources like Amazon S3, Google Cloud Storage, etc. And today we're going to use a file I downloaded locally. So if you want to upload a file, you can click File, select the local directory, for the demo purposes, I'm going to use a file that I already uploaded. This file name is called AG News, and I will explain what is this data set and what is this task. So now it's a good time for us to play with this query tab. So PQL stands for Predictive Query Language, and you can also use it to write regular SQL queries. So make sure you have the right connection and select the data set. So let's look at the AG News data set. For features, we have news titles and the description of the news. The task is to classify the news based on the title and the description into different topics. So the original data set has the numerical index. And for us to understand our model better later after we train it, I added a column called class name where I map the class index back to the meaning. So we have 4 classes. We have business, world, sports, tech, science, news. Now we have connected our data, let's create a model. But before we create a model, we need to create a new model repository. So model repository is a Git-like repository where teams can collaborate together on models, and it's easy for you to track model lineage and model performance. Let's give it a name. Let's call it AG News Demo 1. And next, train a model. So here you will have a few options. If this is the first time you use Predibase, I recommend you try this option where you can explore suggested models. So you will get a few models with tested configurations. It's a great way for you to get a set of baseline models for your dataset. So we choose connection as file uploads. And the data set is AG News. And the target here is class name. And if you scroll down, you'll see all those columns from your data set. And notice here, class name and class index basically the same thing. It's just one is text, one is number. And we're going to click this to unselect this data because we want to use class name. And so you can play with this if you want to unselect any features. And for this task, we're going to use both features, so we're going to leave it here. Now let's click train. So see, you will get 6 models in this case. And when the model is queued, let's click into different versions of the model. You can see the config of a specific version, and here the graph, you will see the title and description features goes into the parallel CNN encoder, and it goes through this combiner. And after you wait for a few minutes, you see the status change. After the model finishes training, you will see the status change to ready. And for the demo purpose, I'm going to use a model repository that I have created before called AG News Demo. Next to the model with the best performance, you see a trophy here, and let's click into it. So you will see the learning curve here along with other model performance metrics and some hyperparameters. Let's look at the confusion matrix. So it looks like the elements on the diagonal are close to 1, greater than 0.9. The rest of them are close to 0. So this means the model is able to predict most of the data point into the correct class, which is pretty good for a baseline model. And sometimes data scientists also want to investigate how the model performs for a specific data point. And this is a good time for us to explore PQL. So when you click into the query editor, you want to make sure you have the right connection, select the right data set. We can write predict the target variable using the model repository and specify the version given the data set we use. So here you can see for the 5 data points, we're able to predict them into the business class, which is the correct class. And if you want to see how confident our model is when making each prediction, you can add with confidence after the target variable. So you get another column called class name probability. For example, for this example, the model is very confident, and for this example, the model is less confident. If you want to see how to interpret the model results, you can add with explanation in the query, and you get a column called class name explanation, and let's click into it. So you get a summary, and then you get the text explanation. So for example, the green tokens are the evidence for the selected class, and the red tokens are the evidence against the class. So for example, for this data point, when the model sees words like economy, stock, worry, it's likely to predict into the business class. So after you explored the model prediction, performance metrics, it's easy if you want to put a model in production. You can go back to the specific version of the model and click deploy. So now we have seen an end-to-end demo of how easy it is to train a topic classification model on Predibase. If it sounds interesting, feel free to reach out and request a demo. Thank you.